Welcome to Diocesan School for Girls in Auckland City. It is game 2 of New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League. 2 women's teams, the Northern Albatross taking on the New Zealand Premier Junior Women's Development Team. Looking forward to all of the action for periods of 8 minutes. Now, this concept is about 4 teams, basically bringing in the top 60 female water polo players in the country and getting them playing each other on a weekly basis. Alongside of me, Kurt Goldsworthy, High Performance Director for New Zealand Water Polo. Kurt, quick thoughts on both teams. I look at it, the Albatross, the junior women. Is this a case of experience versus youthful exuberance?
To an extent, both teams are extremely talented. This should be an exciting game. Bernadette Doyle from Northern Albatross will be leading that charge, supported excellently by Emily Nicholson, and then you've got Morgan McDowell on the other side with Bridget Leyburn, both national senior women's players already.
Okay, so it is now time for the official introduction of both teams, then we're back with all the action. New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League. 2 sides today. The Northern Albatross taking on the New Zealand Premier Junior Women. Looking forward to this. Let's introduce our 2 teams, starting with the Northern Albatross. Wearing number 1, Samantha Bright. Number 2, Emily Nicholson. Number 3, Bernadette Doyle. Number 4, Darcy Spark. Number 5, Millie Quinn. 6, Claudia Morgan. 7, Betty Catlin. 8, Katie McGinty. Number 9, Kate Henderson. Number 10, Caitlin Howarth. Number 11, Olivia Pickering. Number 12, Sarah Stewart. And number 13, Islay Martin Hill. Their coach, Angie Winstanley. Now to the New Zealand Premier Junior Women. Number 1, Bridget Leyburn. Number 2, Dana Clark. 3 is Rachel Dean. Number 4, Georgia Milne. Number 5, Sammy Milicic. Number 6, Morgan McDowell. Number 7, Izzy Jackson. Number 8, Robin Spark. Number 9, Lucia Doge. Number 10, Alabama. Number 11, Clodagh Ware. Number 12, Sophie Shorter. And rounding out their 13, Jess Ingram. Their coach, Ollie Gibb. Our referees today, big round of applause for Ryan McEwen, John Waldo, and our technical delegate, Corbin Hall. We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Albatross up against the Premier Junior Women. Well, wonderful camaraderie being shown between both teams, and we will have all that action for you in one moment. But let's just run through. One name that stands out for this New Zealand Premier Junior Women's team is Morgan McDowell, one of the best goal shooters, one of the best scorers in the sport of water polo, whether it be at a junior level, a schoolgirl level, or at a senior level. What did the Northern Albatross do to try and shut her down this afternoon, Kurt Goldsworthy?
They're pretty strong offensively, defensively. The Northern Albatross will be tough for the Premier Women. They're all aware, the Albatross are all aware of Morgan's strengths, and there's some talented defensive players in there that'll work together to minimise the effect that she has. Well,
I will talk about the Northern Albatross, because one player that again stands out amongst a very, very good women's team in this Northern Albatross. But let's talk about Bernadette Doyle. She was just simply magnificent last week when her club side, North Harbour, ended up winning the Interclub Championship.
Well, Bernie will play on the same side as Morgan, and that's a nice match-up in itself. Morgan is taller, stronger, but Bernie reads a game so well and is strong defensively, and she chimes in at the right time to help her teammates.
Now, one challenge facing both teams is cohesion, understanding each other, that communication. They go to a sort of press defence versus a drop-type defence at times, and just understanding what they want to do and making sure that they're all on the same page.
Oh, absolutely. And with Emily Nicholson and the Northern Albatross as a leading centre forward, they're probably going to zone. Emily was extremely strong in that interclub final at centre forward and created lots of opportunities for our outside athletes. So I would imagine that the junior woman will be playing some type of zone against them. And on the other side, Sophie Shorter can be extremely disruptive at centre forward and powerful. So there'll be moments and times where the Albatross will have to go to zones for sure.
Okay, we are not too far away. Both squads entering the pool now. Good look here at the number 5 for the Northern Albatross, and that is Millie Quinn. Alongside of her, we've got Kate McGinty. Boy, some quality and depth on this side. So the Northern Albatross in the black caps with a tint of yellow and red, and there are the junior development team. Number 4 there, Georgia Milne. Outside of Milne, we've got Lucia Doak. 2 goalkeepers today, Samantha Bright for the Northern Albatross and Bridget Leyburn in the New Zealand Premier Junior Women's. And we are underway, game 2 of the New Zealand Premier League. And it will be the Northern Albatross who will get the first opportunity with the ball. And immediately through Katie McGinty. I can play down that left-hand side. Millie Quinn, and immediately picked off. So nice little nerve settler for both sides. And the junior women through Lucia Doak, and they look to go long immediately and immediately find themselves on tack. Great scoring opportunity. The intent was there, the execution just wasn't.
Oh, Morgan McDowell nearly picking up the missed lob opportunity.
So Samantha Bright goes long, continues to find Millie Quinn. Quinn happy to go back into the middle of the pool. Happy to move around this defence with the long shot off the upright. Comes back out though. So Darcy's Georgia Milne there good defensively. And it is Milne with the ball. Plenty of space there.
Morgan McDowell at centre forward. Post up play on the side.
Looks for that little entry pass, but what did the referees say? So just looking at the defence there from the Northern Albatross, what are you seeing, Kurt?
A little bit of a zone when Morgan McDowell went into centre forward, so they ran a post up with Lucia Dyke. It was good offence.
So go across now. Just being patient. The shot comes and first goal goes to Izzy Jackson. So Jackson gets this New Zealand Premier Junior Women's team on the board. Only a slight figure. Very athletic though. Plenty of agility. So Katie McGinty has Millie Quinn to her left but decides to go to the right. Happy to go down the wings.
Offensive foul.
And now Sammy Milicic brings the ball back up. Happy just to take control. Surveying her options. Finds Doak. Jackson. Whistle
Push off
goes.
down. Morgan McDowell for an offensive foul.
No real panic at the moment from either team. Just trying to feel each other out a little bit. Just trying to get some sort of read. Looking to thing. Oh, shot. Was it on? Good intent from Quinn though. Just wanting to try and steal one.
Good work, Katie McKenty.
Yep. So Sophie Shorter and the number 12 cap for this junior team. They come across, looking for the shot, looking for the little fake. Shot clock running down. Good athleticism,
nice
great
shot.
goal too. So
Izzy Jackson again.
yeah, Jackson. Oh, that requires huge athleticism too, just to be able to get up that high, continuing to fake, and then eventually shoot. Huge amount of energy. And they do bring some changes. I've got a feeling that Jackson might have just taken a wee breather. So Emily Nicholson with the ball for the Northern Albatross. Claudia Morgan. Morgan pushes. Happy to lay it off. Good press defence coming from Morgan McDowell. Happy to get up into her face or look for the little entry pass. It wasn't on though. Well read by this junior team. And it will be Ella Palmer who comes away with it. Well done from Palmer. Morgan McDowell, just such a quality player. It's just so dangerous. Looking to just try and pull that trigger. The shot will come off the upright. So Dana Clark, maybe just a little bit ambitious, but you've got to congratulate the defence of the Northern Albatross. Held their shape.
Good pass. Unlucky.
So Bridget Leyburn is the goalkeeper for the New Zealand Premier Junior Women. And she finds fellow teammate Georgia Milne. Milne to Doak. Doak to Clark. And that's good. Worked over penalty, is it? Exclusion?
Exclusion.
Exclusion. So Morgan McDowell doing everything asked of her. Drawing the exclusion. So they have the overlap. Can they capitalise? 6 on 5. Oh, clever, but well read, well picked off by Samantha Bright for the Northern Albatross. Bright immediately picks out Olivia Pickering, and it is Pickering. In fact, it is Sarah Stewart. Little entry pass, but well read again defensively. So Lucia Doak everywhere at the moment in the pool. But it is the Albatross who will come away with it. Shot now. Is it on? Do they go long?
Good shot.
That is outstanding play. Just taking a little bit of the momentum off the ball. And in that split second, just creating a little bit of doubt, a little bit of timing issues for Bridget Leyburn in goal. So was that Rachel Dean?
Caitlin Howarth.
Caitlin Howarth. Well done to you, Caitlin. Outstanding. So Clark looking to try and take control. McDowell pushing forward. Georgia Mill out on the right-hand side is open. But Clodagh Ware and the number 11 cat. But good defence, much better defence. Great
Nice
opportunity, good
pass.
netball, great goal. Piece of goalkeeping too. You've got to congratulate Samantha Bright there. She read that. Because that was some outstanding water polo from this junior development team. Now, Bernadette Doyle, we haven't seen much of her. When does Doyle start to take control of this game? Looks for the little
nice
entry
move.
pass, well picked off though.
A nice move by Emily Nicholson, moving to the right, generating the exclusion.
Now, do they bring Doyle in? No, happy to just switch plate from left to right. The shot comes now on the angle.
From Doyle.
And so the field blocker's not in place.
Yeah, the field blocker jumping towards the post. Missed time pass, fell nicely for Bernadette with no blocker in front of her.
We talked about bringing Bernadette Doyle in, and we have just seen how lethal she can be. It is now 2 goals all. Intriguing contest. Players maybe playing with each other in these positions for the first time. One of the challenges of this Premier League. Pushing forward though. Go across, finds McDowell. Oh, this is good play. Well read though, McDowell.
Nice
McDowell,
move.
surely. Oh, she's too good from that close. So Morgan McDowell, boy, she's aggressive, she's physical. Great poise. There was not a lot of room. Great goal from the superstar of New Zealand water polo.
Yeah, outstanding entry pass into Morgan. She still had lots of work to do with 2 defenders, but too strong. Oh, nice play.
Brilliant, brilliant. Wonderful play from the Albatross. Caitlin Howarth.
Yeah, excellent. A risky entry pass from Millie Quinn, but it paid dividends.
So Sophie Shorter. Again, looking at her options. Number 3 there is Rachel Dean. 4, Georgia Milne. But it will be Izzy Jackson who will bring the ball forward. Let's just have a look. Morgan McDowell. She'll be looking to try and draw the exclusion if she can. She'll be heavily marked. This is good play. Good athleticism. A lovely little turn. Drawing the defenders away, opening up some space, and unfortunate, but picked off beautifully defensively from Darcy Sparks. Some great water polo though on that occasion.
Yeah, it's a nice fast-paced game.
That's a great game. Turnover though for the Premier Junior Women's team. And through Georgia Milne. Number 8 there on defence is Katie McGinty for the Albatross.
Good entry pass.
Once again though.
Sophie Shorter draws the exclusion.
So, 6-on-5 scenario. Round the pool. Rachel Dean. Happy to run the shot clock down. When does Dean look to pull the trigger? In fact, good shot, but off the upright. McDowell trying to get in there. No, she's aggressive. In fact, Georgia Milne trying to get in there and just see if she could turn nothing into something.
Offensive foul. Caitlin Howarth did very well to secure the possession after the shot for the Albatross. Good shot. Nice quick play, Georgia Milne. Into Rachel Dean.
Being played with speed, isn't it? And you can just not hesitate or relax for one moment in this game. Such athleticism. The firepower. So 20 seconds remain in this first quarter. It's a close game, 4-3. Kate Henderson goes back to Henderson again in the number 9 cap. Here she is. And looks for the little entry pass and good opportunity. Intent again there. I've got to say though, good defence once again from Bernadette Doyle. Just pressing up and just forcing the timing not to be quite there, but it has been a very, very good first quarter.
Yeah, excellent quarter of water polo, 7 goals. Both teams fighting hard. Nice, fast-paced. Good quality game.
You sort of sense too that we've seen Bernadette Doyle there, but haven't been calling her name out a lot. They haven't had the opportunities, maybe the Albatross, but they've taken them when they have had them, where Premier Junior Women's sides appear to be a lot more patient, happy to, you know, play the ball around, look for opportunities.
Yeah, both teams working well, I think. Bernadette Doyle's, as I said before, on the same side as Morgan McDowell, so that battle becomes quite difficult. Morgan seems to be shaking Bernadette off a little bit as she goes into centre forward, or when she chooses to go into centre forward. The game is still young, and certainly Bernie will step up when it's required.
Oh, they're both in it, aren't they? And we've talked because of the first game for these teams too. We've always talked about that first quarter. You know, a team can adapt earlier than others. The nice thing about both these sides, they're both still in the contest. And things can change, and we've seen it through the 3 games that we've covered so far this weekend, that teams, we see big momentum shifts as teams get more and more into the game. We start to see that cohesion.
Absolutely. This game, it looks like, to me, that both teams have settled in very nicely and are working well together.
So I just want to acknowledge the partners of New Zealand Water Polo, 2 times you, Delphina Sport, Cap 7 the ball sponsor, as we look at Millie Quinn, Katie McGinty fighting for the ball, fighting for that first opportunity. The Albatross. Good high arm turnover, fast freestyle. And it will be the Albatross who will get first opportunity of the second quarter. To be playing with a little bit more urgency. So we see Kate Henderson take it up. Immediately goes out to her left through Millie Quinn. Henderson again. Looks for the entry pass. Picked off too comfortably in the finish though by Izzy Jackson. And it is Jess Ingram in goal. Sammy Milicic. Caitlin Howarth all over her. Morgan McDowell looking to try and draw the exclusion. They're working her over in the middle of the pool, off the ball. If you have a wee look, shot comes. Good defence that time from Kate Henderson. And long pass though. So now suddenly they've got almost a one-on-one opportunity. I've got to say Izzy Jackson and Dana Clark got back.
Exclusion though. Advantage
now the
with the
chance
Albatross.
comes. They need to turn this into points. Look at the composure. Well, we've got to say, great athleticism being shown again by Rachel Dean in the number 3 cap. She just held her ground. She didn't panic at all with the faking that was coming.
No, very good defence by the juniors.
Again, another wasted opportunity, is it? They just need to be a little bit more patient. When does Doyle make her mark? So Rachel Dean to Izzy Jackson. Morgan McDowell at the moment now trying to move forward, now trying to draw the exclusion. There she is in the number 6 cap. Looking for McDowell. Oh, there we go. Shot comes though. Door was never open. It's funny because Morgan McDowell had just freed herself up a little bit. And just couldn't get that entry pass in.
Yeah, loose pass. Making it very difficult for Kate Henderson at centre forward.
So Rachel Dean. Morgan McDowell. Izzy Jackson. Jackson coming forward. What does Jackson do? Does she look to go long? No, little entry pass, good. They draw the exclusion. Good defence at the moment from the Albatross.
Hung in there.
Great defence. They were composed and they score at the other end. Well, they've got to thank their defenders there, even though it's Bernadette Doyle who scores some outstanding play from some of her teammates at the other end of the pool.
Yeah, good defence to secure the ball. Bernadette Doyle not waiting to ensure that his team have it, taking that opportunity to counter-attack, relying on her teammates to do their job. And it paid off.
Well, for all in a game you'd have to say it's probably been dominated by the New Zealand Premier Junior women, but it's been the quick breakouts. They haven't perhaps had as many opportunities, but they've certainly taken them. And so Darcy Spark, in fact, sorry, Georgia Milne with the ball. So it's still Milne. Finds Lucia Doak. Doak lining it up. Upright. And they do retain possession through Rachel Dean again. Now they look to go long. Find Clodagh Weir. Weir. Good little entry pass. Should have probably done better with the opportunity presented. And I think Izzy Jackson will be somewhat disappointed with that as they go long down the pool again. This is where the Albatross have been so dangerous.
4-on-3.
And a 4-on-3 opportunity. The shot comes, but congratulations must go to Jess Ingram. Shut down the gap, came off her line. So Clodagh Weir playing down this right-hand side. Finds Doak. Rachel Dean. Opportunity here for Dean. Opportunity for Dean. She pulls the trigger and she
Good
scores.
Good shot, Rachel Dean. Took her time. Waited for the driver to go past.
So 5-4. Intriguing game. So Claudia Morgan pushes forward.
Good defence from the juniors.
Good water polo all around, but good
nice
come away
spin.
play from Sarah Stewart. So Sarah now looking, decides to switch play, but nobody there. Somewhat of a wayward pass, and it will be Rachel Doon who'll come away with it. And now the juniors go from defence to offence. Just see this Albatross team backpedaling. They look to try and just switch play, and they find Clodagh Ware. Ware comes back into the middle of the pool. Finds McDowell on the number 6 cap. McDowell, does she have a look? Looks for the entry pass. Good entry pass. Great shot, just wide. Wonderful water polo. You've got to feel a little bit. They did everything right. But in the finish, the angle wasn't quite there.
Yeah, good work from Sophie Shorter at centre forward. Just not quite the right execution at the key moment.
Millie Quinn. Good. Almost a drop type defence for this junior team. And they do come away with the ball. So happy just to sit back a little bit defensively at the moment. As Jess Ingram gets play back underway.
Good counter.
And here is McDowell. You'd back her, wouldn't you? You'd back her, Morgan McDowell. And she just doesn't quite get the execution right. And once again, this time Samantha Bright, very good in goal.
And another counter-attack opportunity here.
Yeah, Olivia Pickering coming up the pool. Pickering, though, says, I'm not the one to take the shot. In fact, Caitlin Howarth, I should say. And Howarth. Boy, it's fast. It's going from one end to the next. They will be breathing through their eyelids shortly. Heart rates will be through the roof. Rachel Dean finds Georgia Milne. Shot clock running down. Looks for a somewhat ambitious lob shot. Really, it was never on. Good defence for the Northern Albatross. So Pickering.
Oh, good block.
Good pressure, good defence. Coming away with it is Dean. Jess Ingram. Just having a wee look, goes long. They'll be looking for McDowell. Rachel Dean, shot clock, starting to run down. What do? Look for the little entry pass, looking for McDowell. Does she manage to get it?
Ball.
Boy, she's got about 3 defenders all round her. Does she draw the exclusion?
Yes, she does.
So Morgan McDowell, we talk about the quality.
So strong.
And now the shot comes,
Good
and again,
shot.
put that down to Morgan McDowell. Lucia Doak, though, does the job asked of her, but really the work was done by a very aggressive, very physical Morgan McDowell. In that centre forward position.
Yeah, Morgan had no right to draw an exclusion there. There was 3 defenders around her. She did outstandingly well. And then Lucia Doak, nice bounce shot on the man-up opportunity.
Get play back underway. So 6-4, 2-goal buffer now. Albatross will be wanting to try and score. They need to go long. Good defence from the juniors though. Oh boy, some good physical play coming in there from Georgia Milne. Happy to go all over Caitlin Howarth. And now the shot comes a little bit wide though.
Jess Ingram going very well in the goal.
I still haven't heard the name Bernadette Doyle as much as I thought we might, based on the performance we saw in the Interclub final, where she was named player of that tournament. Oh, good defence. Yep, good aggressive defence, almost blindsided up. Probably sort of in layman's terms, almost a hospital pass.
Katie McKendy with the last shot.
Yeah, so that clock just running down 6-4 as we head into half-time by the looks of it. And they look to try and go long, but comfortably dealt with by Samantha Bright. 6-4. Game 2 of New Zealand Water Polo's Premier League. It is the New Zealand Premier Junior Women's team with the narrowest margins over the Northern Albatross. Your impressions of this Junior Women's side?
Yeah, very good. Defensively, they're quite strong. They're playing back on Emily Nicholson, minimising the shot and her danger at centre forward, creating some opportunities outside, which the Albatross haven't really gone to yet. Caitlin Howarth, one outside shot that was pretty successful.
What is Angie Winstanley asking from her players here, or what is she suggesting that perhaps they need to work on?
She's probably, she's talking about her 6-on-6 attack, trying to service the centre forward a little bit better. Ideally from the wing by the looks of that. But both teams going very well. Pace of the game is good. The intensity is good. Plenty of action, lots of movement.
Been impressed by Lucia Doak in the number 9 cap. This is only a slight figure. You see her standing up there next to her coach.
Lucia Doak's come off a pretty good season this year. Part of the under-18 North Harbour side that won national championships, and then part of the North Harbour senior side that won the Northern National Interclub Championships. So she's been playing lots of water polo since we've come out of COVID.
And so Morgan McDowell sitting there. Ollie Gibb, his final instructions heading into the second half.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving. Keep working hard.
Yeah, keep communicating. Keep just talking. Just keep that atmosphere, that energy up. Georgia Milne there in the number 4 cap. Give you an idea on the different body types too. You'll see some players that have that real physical sort of ability, and others that have that slighter build and probably need to rely more on their technical and tactical prowess. And it's that balance, isn't it, between tactics and technical.
Yeah, as you said before, understanding your own body and what you can do with it.
Yeah, understanding your mechanics. You can't manipulate it. You've got to... But even coaching from a communication point of view, understand who your players are. Some players you might need to speak to in a more scientific approach, others in more layman's terms.
Absolutely.
The important thing is you get the message across to all of them. So we are getting set. So now it will be the Premier Junior Women's team playing from right to left as you're watching this. And there is Dana Clark, who will be fighting for that ball alongside of her, Sammy Milicic. And it will be, though, the Albatross who will have first possession. And through Kate Henderson. Henderson, happy to just survey her options. What is Angie Winstanley? What is the message? It's good little interaction, good little play, trying to draw these defenders out. And the shot comes, but just off the upright. Good effort, though.
Yeah, nice zone defence there by the juniors.
Yeah, that in itself is a discipline, isn't it, the zone defence, not to sort of just naturally want to...
Good pass.
...come up and surely good defence. Penalty comes, though, does it?
Does indeed.
So another scoring opportunity here. And who will step up? Will it be McDowell?
Sammy Milicic.
So Milicic. Samantha Bright will just have to choose one side and hope. What we've seen is traditionally it tends to go to the left-hand side. So what does she do? And she misses. In fact, it is now, I should apologise to Islay Martin Hill has now moved into goal instead of Samantha Bright. So that change has been made at half-time. And so they missed the penalty. So it's just a 2-goal buffer. Nice little entry pass. But good defence too. The referee's saying there's nothing wrong with that. And now they look to go. Opportunity to shoot here. No. Talk about that zone defence. You can see it down that left-hand channel. Good little hand to that one too. Coming from Bridget Leyburn. Jess Ingram. Jess Ingram, so is the other change in goal. So Sarah Stewart goes across.
Oh, good entry pass. Outstanding pass. Nice goal, Sarah Stewart. Nicely worked, 6-5. Nice and patient.
Well, that certainly closes it up, doesn't it? We talk about cohesion. And now as we get more into this game, that cohesion starts to come. The passes that weren't quite sticking now start to stick. The timing starts to kick in a little bit. We've got a game on our hands here. Wonderful contest. So Lucia Doak with the ball.
Nice drive.
Pushing forward. Good man-on-man defence here, though. And they look for the shot, and somehow, just somehow, they managed to score.
Great shot.
Brilliant play there from Rachel Dean, I think it was.
It was Bernadette Doyle.
Or was it Doyle?
Yeah, very good shot. Cross cage, off the cross pass. Pinpoint accuracy.
So it is the Albatross who push forward. So Katie McGinty looks for the entry pass and
draws the exclusion.
6-on-5. Chance here. Really do need to try and score here. Close that gap. Good defence, patient defence from this junior side.
Good arms.
Oh, good defence. Shot clock running down. The pressure is coming. The pressure is mounting. That's what pressure will do. The turnover will come. No, it won't. It'll be the Albatross who will retain possession.
Yeah, they'll be going even now.
Now, that time on the shot clock. More importantly, great entry pass. They worked her over, though. Oh. Brilliant play. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. You've got to feel for Bernadette Doyle on that occasion. They did everything right, but some wonderful, desperate defence. And Jess Ingram managing to get a mitt in the way.
Outstanding pass from Emily Nicholson across to Bernadette Doyle. Oh, nice work. Good exclusion, Sophie Shorter.
Now, this junior team. Through Dean. They go across, shot clock running down, they'll need to go long, we're late.
Morgan McDowell,
and again, they managed to get up, get a hand in the way, good block. What a game, wonderful game we are watching. Nothing in this at the moment. We talk about teams winning championships, individuals winning games. Will it come down to a moment of individual brilliance? You sort of feel the Albatross now looking for Doyle.
Yeah, loose pass.
They picked her off. Nice work done there by Georgia Milne in the middle of the pool defensively for this New Zealand junior women's team. Not an official junior New Zealand national team, but a development team. Very much this whole competition, a high performance driven initiative. Oh, almost something from nothing. And so, Ashley Martin-Hill, the new goalkeeper, gets play back underway for the Albatross, and they immediately switch from left to right.
Counter-attack opportunity.
And here comes Bernadette Doyle. She's class, isn't she, Doyle? And she
beat the goalie, but not the goal.
No, hydrodynamics coming into play there. Really need to try and shut this attacking opportunity down, though, the Albatross. They don't want to go into that fourth period 3 goals down. But look, good zone defence at the moment too.
Yeah, very good.
Just happy to sit back a little bit, and the shot now comes. Oh, that is very good indeed from Sophie Shorter. She had the smallest of margins to work with, but she saw the door was open, and she managed to get through the door. And it is now a 3-goal buffer, 3.5 minutes remaining, third period. Albatross need to be the next team to score.
Yeah, Bernadette Doyle caught a little high on Sophie Shorter there.
Doyle hasn't really got herself involved to maybe the degree and level that perhaps we expected, but you can put that also down to good defence. Chance here. McGinty, that's better.
Caitlin Howarth, I think.
So Howarth.
Yeah, nice cross pass.
Brings it back within 2.
Nice cross pass, beating the goalie, shot off the hand. Goalie not quick enough to get across.
Pushing forward.
Post up with Lucia Dyke.
Yeah, Georgia Milne in the number 4 cap there, just looking to try and control things. Good defence though from Darcy Spark. The shot comes. Again, I think the intent was there. The accuracy wasn't quite there. Just saw there for a brief second that perhaps Ashley Martin Hill was off her line and there was that opportunity just to lob it. So, Caitlin Howarth. Now, the shot clock's running down. Oh,
nice
that
lob.
is just wonderful, wonderful shooting. That ability to just fake, take the speed off it, create the illusion. In that moment of hesitation, it's just simply too good for Jess Ingram in goal.
Yeah, Caitlin Howarth really stepping up
So
now.
8-7. Howarth. Bring Doyle in. It is game on. Just one goal separating these two teams. Just over 2 minutes remain in this third period. Now, how do these youngsters deal with the pressure?
Look away shot by Rachel Dean. Not successful.
Martin Hill finds Olivia Pickering. And Pickering happy to bring the ball forward. Looking for that little entry pass, but decides to stick with Darcy Spark. Spark now. Spark, can she get some height? Can she pull the trigger from distance? No. Shot clock. Chance comes now. And just wide.
That was a good opportunity by the Albatross. Well worked.
So Milne.
McDowell at centre forward.
Got Clodagh Ware. Milne. Shot clock's running down. 5 left on the shot clock. The shot does come wide though. Pressure on both sides. A lot more urgency defensively from both teams. They realise what's at stake. Come down the pool. This is good play. Chance here. So, Kate Henderson finds Olivia Pickering. Pickering to Darcy Spark. To Doyle. No, Katie McGinty. And now the shot comes, but easily picked off in the finish by Jess Ingram. 30 seconds remain. Last scoring opportunity, is it, of this period? And nice little entry pass, just gets away though. Good scrambling defence coming from the Albatross. Beautifully worked from Caitlin Howarth. And they turn it over. Darcy Spark, the number 4 cap, brings the ball forward. Looking to just try and change it up, trying to draw the foul, trying to draw possibly the exclusion. But good defence there from Clodagh Ware. And that is the end of the third period. So just one goal separates these two teams as they go across to their different coaches. Angie Winstanley, poolside for the Northern Albatross. Ollie Gibb, poolside for the New Zealand Premier Junior Women's team. Good water polo, great athleticism, played with plenty of speed and at times plenty of physicality.
Yeah, excellent quarter there by the Albatross to come back from 3 goals down to just be 1. Caitlin Howarth really stepping up, even right at the end of that quarter, still working very hard, trying to create another goal-scoring opportunity right at the death of the quarter. So outstanding efforts by both teams. Defensively, both teams have got a little bit tighter, making it a little bit harder, shutting down the centre forwards.
As high performance director for New Zealand water polo, you're happy with the depth you've seen in the women's game? Well, historically ranked 11th in the world, you know, it's still a little bit of a step up to cement yourself in that top 10 and therefore get automatic qualification into the big events.
Oh, absolutely. Sitting at where we do, we get plenty of opportunities to go to FINA events. I think the depth at the moment, the quality of the athletes certainly is higher than it's been before in terms of its depth. And you know, the last World Championships where we had 2 goal scorers in Morgan McDowell and Bernadette Doyle, both ranked in the top 6 in the world as the leading goal scorers at the World Championships. That's an outstanding achievement for those 2 athletes and for the team to ensure that they're the ones that are getting the ball at the right time and doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, and that's finishing.
So, good little crowd, a vocal crowd, a very loyal crowd in. But I guess the benefit these days of streaming and Sky Sport Next is you can sort of enjoy the sunny afternoons, go home and watch it tonight and listen to the dulcet tones of Kurt Goldsworthy.
And Mark Watson.
Got to say, I'm thoroughly enjoying my journey along the path of learning the game of water polo. Like anything, as time goes by, you realise there's a lot of method to the madness, Kurt. So Sarah Stewart in the number 12 cap alongside her Bernadette Doyle. They will be fighting for possession. And look at that nice little push-off, high arm turnover. Good kick comes into play. And easily won this time by the junior team. And they're playing a little bit more urgency to start things. Dana Clark bringing the ball forward.
Ella Palmer at centre forward.
Clark, clock shot.
Kate Henderson, centre back, still in his zone.
Yeah, good zone defence too. Just happy to sit back and put the pressure on and force the long
Oh,
shots.
and they got it.
And they did get it. And that'll be disappointing, I think, for Ishlay Martin-Hill. I think she probably felt she should have got that. And it's all about timing.
Yeah, another nice outside shot by the juniors.
A lot of energy used in the lower limbs in terms of staying upright, in terms of staying balanced. You can only hold it for so long. That's why you see a lot of the feinting that goes on with the ball in hand.
Emily Nicholson draws the exclusion from Sarah Stewart's pass.
Yeah, chance now. 10. 8. So Kate McGinty goes across. She's going to need to pull the trigger at some point. Shot clock is running down. And the
good
shot,
field block, Morgan McDowell.
but good defence once again. Zone defence, just held their own. Didn't panic at any point.
It was Morgan just taking the corner that the goalie wanted her to take.
Dana Clark gets it now across to Morgan McDowell.
Oh, good work, Ella Palmer.
Well, that's just very, very smart, intelligent play.
Yeah, very quick. Defenders crashing back on her.
Now that lead 3 goals. How things can change very quickly. Northern Albatross need to be the next team to score. Do they just go to Doyle, who's just getting worked over by McDowell? They know each other well, but there's no love lost. And now they look to come forward. Chance here. Good defence though from the juniors. Nice little entry pass, looking to try and draw the exclusion or pick up the foul. It doesn't go that way though. So good defence once again from this junior premier side. So Dana Clark goes out to Morgan McDowell. Oh, that is wonderful play.
Great pass.
And that
Rachel
might
Dean.
just be the goal that separates these two teams, because the margin is now extended to 4. That is just picture perfect. Wonderful execution. That'll please the coaching staff. Ollie Gibb.
Yeah, be very happy with that. That was outstanding vision by Rachel Dean. Excellent cross pass. So again, we see the juniors working very hard, as we did yesterday, and showing their enthusiasm and their skill set is as much to meet the experience of the opposition. Nice work, Kate Henderson.
I was just sitting back, just watching, letting it unfold.
Yeah, the interplay between Bernadette Doyle and Caitlin Houth there was excellent. Everybody thought they were going to shoot, and then Caitlin Houth dished a perfect pass into Kate Henderson, who finished the job. It was an excellent offence.
Well, that closes it back up to 3. 5:28 remain. Now, real focus required from the Albatross defensively. They need to draw upon all their experience, their athleticism here. Try and shut down this attacking opportunity. And Rachel Dean, who's been so instrumental so far throughout this game. Again, looking... Morgan McDowell. They worked her over, but brilliant play from McDowell again. You've got to congratulate Bernadette Doyle, though. She had a number. And what have they rolled?
Ball under in the contest by the goalkeeper, so no penalty outside of the goalposts. But it is a turnover.
Now, lays it off. Good chance. They're sending it a swim immediately forward too while this is going on. Ready for the counter attack. And now the shot comes. Manages to get a hand on it though, Ishlay Martin-Hill. .435, 3 goals the difference. Katie McGinty, Darcy Spark. Do they bring in Bernadette Doyle?
Good
for the
entry
entry pass. And this time, surely, brilliant. Emily Nicholson on the end of a great entry pass. And suddenly, the game is within 2.
Yeah, 2 centre forward goals in a row by the Albatross. Juniors will need to sharpen up on their zone, or their man-on-man defence, whichever they choose. Yeah, the Albatross are definitely staying in the game.
So Lucia Doak wearing the number 9 cap. It's back to Doak. Albatross. How important is this passage of play for them? And they try and bring McDowell into this game. The shot comes, it's long, it's wide, little ambitious, good defence from the Albatross. Timeout being called, is it?
No, they've got the ball back. They recovered the ball.
So
another 20-second offence.
Good defence though. Boy, some good pressure coming from Katie McGinty. Now the shot comes wide.
And there's a counter-attack opportunity here.
So a bit of a swim, a bit of a fast swim here for Ishlay Martin-Hill to see if she can get that counter-attack going, but
probably too late.
So they switch play here. They do need, though, they've been effective with that entry pass in their last 2 goal-scoring opportunities, and they're looking to try and do it again. But they haven't got enough players moving forward at the moment into that centre forward position. Here is that chance, surely.
Great block.
Over the chop, but brilliant piece of goalkeeping. That is simply remarkable from Jess Ingram.
No, Bridget Leyburn.
Bridget Leyburn.
She's come back in the 4th quarter. That was an outstanding block.
Well, you don't often see that. You'd expect players of this quality to score from there. But again, that is quality of Leyburn.
Another entry pass.
Surely.
Oh, lost the handle. No penalty called.
Explain that terminology, lost the handle.
Well, she dropped the ball and then it spilled away from her. So she's no longer in control. So if she can't reach the ball and she's pulled back at that point, it'll be play on.
Clodaware. Nothing in it. Clock is running down though. Now, they looked back, setting up a zone defence here. And the shot comes off the upright. And now, can they counter-attack? Break out here. Try and bring it within one. You see this junior team getting back in numbers. Setting themselves up. Now, they look to switch play. Draw a number of defenders out. There's some hesitation. At what point do you pull the trigger? Great save again. They will retain possession, do they? No, they don't. Turnover.
That's an outstanding block. It was field blocked, tipped, changed direction. Bridget Leyburn had strong enough legs to adjust and block it again. Very difficult.
So, Clodaware.
We have a double exclusion.
So, a little bit of argy-bargy going on. Off the ball. The referees decided that no, both of you can spend 20 seconds in the penalty box.
And the team in possession continues.
And what we affectionately call the naughty chair. A place you spend a lot of time, Kurt, in your day.
I have been excluded many a time.
Good game.
Oh, good tip. Good defensive play.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is the chance, but can they score from here? Because the time is running out. Just a minute 40 on the clock. Coming forward is Caitlin Howarth. Howarth looks across, gets the call. Coming from Katie McGinty. Shot is not on. Henderson looking to try and just maybe straighten things up. The little lob shot. Once again, though, Leyburn, I mean, she didn't require getting a hand on at the end, but she anticipated it brilliantly. Minute 7. Time running out for the Northern Albatross. Junior women have got to be careful. They don't just park the bus and look to run the shot clock down. Continue to play.
Spin.
Morgan McDowell. Nice little layoff finds.
Oh, nice, Morgan McDowell. Oh, shame the pass was just a little bit long. Timeout called.
Timeout.
Albatross.
44 seconds remain. 2 goals in it.
They'll be looking
for the big shooters.
Yeah, and they'll be looking relatively quickly so they get another possession.
So they're going to need to go long. Almost a little bit of maybe a Hail Mary type pass. Look for the likes of Bernadette Doyle. Caitlin Howarth.
Yeah, I'd be putting it between those two if you could. Keeping Emily Nicholson in the middle.
Just 43 seconds remain. Great initiative. This New Zealand Water Polo Premier League. You are watching for the first time ever the Northern Albatross and the New Zealand Premier Junior Women. John Waldo. And now they do look to try and go long, and the clock is back on.
Cross drive.
40 seconds. They're pushing players forward in the hope of maybe taking the defenders away and then pulling the trigger from distance. But good defence coming from number 12, Sophie Shorter.
Caitlin House stays in possession.
And now the shot must come. They don't have time to be playing too much of the team game here. Morgan McDowell doing everything to slow it down, to just suck a couple of seconds out of the clock. The shot needs to come though. Time is running out. Morgan McDowell, what a menace, what a nuisance. And I mean that.
And they're going to play the game out.
And that will be it. It will be this New Zealand Premier Junior Women's team who will be too good for the Northern Albatross in the first round of this New Zealand Premier League. An outstanding game of water polo from both teams. Played with a lot of athleticism, a lot of physicality. And I think both teams can go away knowing that they've still got 3 more weeks of competition to iron out some of the chinks, to iron out some of the creases.
Yeah, an excellent game of water polo. I thought in a losing side, Caitlin Howarth, outstanding. Emily Nicholson, when she got the opportunities, very, very strong. Sarah Stewart timed in quite nicely. And in the juniors, Izzy Jackson started the game extremely well, put them in the front straight off the bat. And they got good work out of their centre forwards, and Morgan McDowell, Ella Palmer, Sophie Shorter all contributed strong, and great effort in the cage by both Bridget Leyburn in the first and fourth quarter and Jess Ingram in the second and third.
It's an opportunity now for just both teams to congratulate each other. And we will go inside both camps very shortly. Kurt Goldsworthy will do those sideline interviews for us. And we'll be hearing from both teams. And don't forget to tune in next weekend. 2 games on Saturday in the Men's Premier League, 2 more games on the Women's Premier League on the Sunday. First game is at 12 o'clock both days. Second game is at 2 o'clock. The venue is Diocesan School for Girls, so if you are wanting to come along and watch some live sport, watch something very different, let's go sideline now and catch up with Kurt Goldsworthy.
Hi, I've got Bridget Leyburn here, the goalkeeper from the juniors, first and fourth quarter. How was that for a game?
It was pretty interesting. I think it was a good team game from us, especially first time for us playing together for most of us, so I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, and any outstanding performances that you can attribute?
I got to say it was pretty good right across the board. Shout out to Izzy Jackson who got our first 2 goals and got us rolling. But yeah, I mean, great game from everyone really.
And for you, any work-ons?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've got to work on some communication, but apart from that, we've got everything going really. Everything needs to step up for those next games, and it'll get harder and harder as all the teams start to gel more.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Bridget. Now we have Emily Nicholson. Emily, first game in a couple of weeks, new group of people. How'd you find it?
Yeah, I mean, new team, new people. It was an awesome experience. We definitely got a lot we need to work on, but it was just fun to get out there again.
Yeah, good to see Caitlin Howarth taking a couple of outside shots. She went really strong. Thought you were really strong in the centre forward when you got your opportunities. What are you going to work on from here?
I think just as a team, we just need to learn how to communicate with each other a bit better and realise what each other's strengths are and how we like to play, because, again, we are a new team, but, yeah, I think we're getting there.
Okay, thank you, Emily. Best of luck.
Yeah, very much about